video, I am going to be showing you an Autism Acceptance Month video. And the reason I'm saying autism acceptance and not awareness is because I know a few people who have children who are autistic, so they're autism parents as they're commonly referred to, and they are really pushing for it to no longer be called Autism Awareness Month because everybody's aware that there are wonderful people in the world who are autistic. It's not that nobody's unaware, it's just that some people aren't very accepting. So that is why I'm doing an Autism Acceptance Month. And the other thing I want to pinpoint is I did not do the classic puzzle pieces. That's the thing that you see all the time. Because it's not that children and adults who are autistic need to be figured out, which is kind of the idea behind the puzzle pieces. They're not a puzzle. They're people and they're different from us, sure, but they're not puzzle pieces that have to try to be fit into society. They just need to be accepted and loved and appreciated by the world. So we have a cute little back of a child holding up a balloon. It's all done in blues. I love it. I hope you guys love this one as much as I do. No. And please, if you know somebody who's autistic, give them an extra hug today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
So we are going to begin with just a white shimmery background. Basically any simple background will do. I wouldn't do blue just because there's so much blue that's going to happen in the foreground, but for the background, you want to kind of just make it, like I said before, simple in the background, nothing too crazy. The white I am using does have just a hint of a glitter in it, which I think is fine. I like the little bit of glitter. Nice little bits of glitz and glam, never hurt anybody. And then we're going to encapsulate the nail with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure that it is nice and strong. This is the foundation for basically every single acrylic nail that I do, as a layer of color and then a layer of clear acrylic. If you are doing this on yourself and you have a different just kind of go-to routine for the basic nail, you can obviously follow that instead. Then we're going to take and file this nail into shape with an e-file. After that, I'm going to take a piece of fine wire and dip it into some clear builder gel. I'm going to kind of swirl it around a little bit to get a nice blob of this clear gel on the end of the wire. And then my camera will come to in a second. Then we're going to take and we're going to use a little flash cure flashlight and we're going to cure that blob on the end of the wire while spinning the wire. After it has been flash cured, you're going to need to hold it upright in your lamp to fully cure. Once it's been fully cured, you can take it out, get a new blob on top of your wire. And then you can dip it into some glitter if you want, or you can cure it right from there. After it's been dipped in the glitter, if you do it this way, you're going to notice that the glitter is going to push your gel into sort of a less balloon shape. So take a gloved finger and press it into that balloon shape that you're looking for. You know, when you're doing this, I really would recommend using a gloved finger, but as you notice, I'm not really getting any stickiness on me from the gel because the glitter is coating it fully. But once you have that nice little balloon shape, once again, keep fixing it because as soon as you're done with it, it's going to start to move again on you. So as soon as you got it and you're like, ooh, yep, this looks like a nice balloon shape, cure it right away. A flash cure flashlight is super helpful for this. If you don't have one, you can just have your lamp at the ready, and then as soon as it goes in, start to spin it. You really got to maintain that spinning motion, at least in the beginning, so that it gets flash cured on all sides and you don't have one hard side and one soft side. On the ones that you don't dip in glitter, you can take some chrome powder or some like chameleon powder or gel polish or whatever you'd like, and you can add the color to them that way. I'm going to use some chrome powder and I'm going to press it into the inhibition layer to get sort of a shimmery look. It's not going to have that smooth chrome, but it is going to definitely pick up the pigment and give you a really pretty, rich blue color. And I'm using a little piece of some cosmetic sponge to apply that. And then once you're done and all of your balloons, I did 5 different colors, some glitter, some chrome powder. Then I'm going to apply a layer of gel top coat over the nail just to make it nice and shiny. And after that has been cured, I'm going to go through and I'm going to take little bits of this is called jewelry gel. And there's a bunch of different names for it. Some places call it crystal gel or jewelry gel. Some people call it glue gel. There's just different words, but it's a very thick gel that is used for attaching little embellishments like this. And I'm going to attach one balloon at a time, making sure that I cure it or flash cure it between each one. So there's the first one, then I'm going to do the next ones. I'm going to do the next 2 actually. I'm going to be a rebel and do 2 at a time. Sometimes I'm a little impatient, and even though I should do something one at a time, I don't. So I've got those first 3 kind of creating the start of that balloon shape. As you can see, I'm kind of angling my wires towards one side to try to get them so that they will go towards the hand of the child that I will be sculpting. Once those have been flash cured in place, then you can go through and do the next 2. I would really recommend if you're going to be making these balloons, you do 1, 3, or 5. I wouldn't do an even number. In general, things just look a little bit better when you're doing a bouquet or something that's in a bouquet style like these balloons where you do an uneven number, an odd number. So 7 would be a lot to have on the nail, but 1 balloon would be really cute, just 3, or like I did, and go ahead and do 5. Depends on how many you want. So we got those last 2 that are attached there, and attach them so that they're resting on top of the other balloons to get extra 3D height to this. Once that's done, I'm going to take my gel sealer or gel top coat if that's what you have, and I'm going to apply that over the top of the glitter and the chrome powder. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure I kind of add a little bit so that I attach these balloons together a little more securely. So I'm adding just a little bit more confidence in their placement. Once that's done, I'm going to take a tweezers or some kind of a pinching tool, and I'm going to grab the wires and pull them together and squeeze them a little bit to really get them into that fist, like they're going to be, all together in the child's fist. Once they are all kind of pinched in one spot, I'm going to take and cut off those extra pieces of wire. Use a wire cutters if you have one close by. I always just have a piece or a old set of nail cutters that I use for this that are just for wire use. Don't use a good pair that you are going to be using on yourself or clients for this, because it'll ruin them real quick, but it does work for it if you just use them for wire. Kind of secure them together with a bit of clear acrylic, holding those wires together as it's curing. Some of them may want to be a little difficult, like that last one that doesn't want to actually stay in. So I'm going to add a little more clear acrylic and really just hold that one in place until the acrylic is cured enough where I can let go without concern. And then once you're done and all those wires are in place, then you can take your colors of acrylic and you can start sculpting your child. And you can do this however you want. If there's a certain loved one that you have in mind, you can use, something that would represent them from behind. You can change skin color, hairstyle, even the shirt. If you're sculpting this for somebody that you love and they have a very specific shirt that they really, really like, you could certainly do that. I know my cousin who's autistic, when she was younger, she absolutely just loved mermaids. So you could do like a mermaid shirt on the back if that was the case, or, whatever you have in mind. So we're going to have the little hand holding on to the balloons, the arm coming down. If you have a longer nail, you could sculpt more of the child. I really just wanted to make sure I got that hand holding onto those balloons and as much of the rest of the back as I could. So we've got the head and the neck. There's really not a whole lot of space on this nail. If you did want to do more of the child, you could have made your balloons smaller so that you could portion the whole design down a little bit. So if you were to do that, you would want to just dip them into the clear builder gel once. You won't want to do it twice. On the other hand, if you wanted to make them bigger, say you were just going to make 1 balloon and you wanted to upsize it just a little bit all over, you could have done 3 dips. So adding the color or the glitter after the 3rd instead of the 2nd. And this is the same thing if you're going to do anything with balloons. You could do all sorts of different designs with these balloons, and they're just so fun and quick and easy to make. I'm going to be adding the shirt on my child with a very, very cute little shimmery dark blue color. It's one of my favorite acrylic colors to use because the color is so rich. So when I'm sculpting something that's thin this way, I know that the color payoff will be there and I don't have to worry about building it up very thick, sometimes with different colors, in order to really get a rich color where you don't have to worry about something from underneath showing through. You have to apply the color on the thick side in order to get that level of opacity. With that one, I knew that wouldn't be the case. So that was the perfect one for this choice, since I wanted there to not really be that much height on my 3D on the tip of the nail. Then using sort of a warm orangey brown color, I'm going to be adding the hair. Again, you can switch up the hair color and the hairstyle however it's appropriate for somebody if you're representing a specific person. After you're done with that, I'm going to be taking some brown acrylic paint and I'm going to be adding just a couple little outlines. Everything about this design I want to try to keep very simple. The message of it is rather straightforward, so these little extra details, while they do add, I don't think they're as important. Sometimes with these designs, making something overly detailed almost takes away from the simplicity of the message you're trying to convey. So if that's the case, try to keep it just on the simple side. I'm going to be adding a little bit of hair texture on the hair just to kind of give it some shape and some direction. But other than that, I really am going to be keeping this very, very simple. A little bit of outlining on the arm, a little bit on the shirt, but in general, just kind of the minimum. And if you didn't want to do any outlining, you certainly wouldn't have to. The only place I would really think it was a little more important is the hand, to really give it the idea that the hand is holding onto the balloons. But other than that, you really could have left it as is. And then once you're done with a little bit of painting that you're doing, the only thing left is to apply some matte top coat over the little child on the end of the nail. And that is it. This design, it's just so uplifting. It gives the idea that the child holding onto this balloons is going to soar to the best that they can be. And that's what I think everybody needs to do regardless of your situation. So I hope you love this design as much as I do, and I will see you all next time. Bye!